Today on Public Eye News, influenza has caused 2 pediatric deaths in the state. But first, we'll have everything you need to know about Bay College becoming a rural pathway school.
Coming up, Toby Camilli will have your weather forecast, where we'll look into conditions for the next couple days. Later, Toby will also bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Dylan Dubé.
And I'm Aubrey Huddleston, and this is Public Eye News. Two men are in the Delta County Correctional Facility following arrests on drug and gun-related charges. A routine traffic stop in Delta County led to a seizure of drugs and a firearm. Deputies made the stop near the Island Resort and Casino, subsequently conducting a search of the vehicle. Inside, 3 men were discovered to be transporting 103 grams of fentanyl, 197 grams of cocaine, 101 grams of ecstasy and other psychedelics, illegal possession of a handgun, and over $13,500 US. And Bay College in Escanaba is one of 28 colleges to be selected to participate in Phase 2 of the Rural Guided Pathways Project. This program is designed for rural schools to work with each other and the community in order to improve student outcomes. Historically, rural colleges are affected by culture, context, and the capacity of their location. However, the goal of the Pathway Project is to ensure that every student, regardless of background, is able to succeed by addressing inequity, cultivating well-being, and building industry partnerships.
The Marquette Fire Department will be receiving a $5,000 grant from the Semco Energy Gas Company. Semco Energy offers grants with the goal of promoting healthier and safer communities. These grants are available to nonprofits and community initiatives in the areas that they serve and require an application. The Marquette Fire Department announced that they are using the awarded grant to purchase environmental air monitoring equipment. Citizens for a Safe and Clean Lake Superior is offering 4 $750 cash incentives to those who are willing to help protect the wetlands in the Lake Superior watershed. Marquette County landowners can fill out an interest form and enter a conservation easement with a local land conservancy to protect wetlands on their property. To qualify for the incentive, landowners must have property entirely located in Marquette and contain a portion of wetlands. Applications will be reviewed on a rolling basis beginning March 1st until funding runs out. A children's safety class will be held at the Peter White Public Library. The lead investigator of Michigan-Back County Search and Rescue's Long Range Special Operations Group will present a 1-hour program surrounding child safety. The meeting will provide information to parents on how to prepare and properly equip their children if they become lost in the woods. The class will be based on new child safety practices of the world's top missing person experts. The event will take place March 1st at 1 p.m. and will be hosted by the Moosewood Nature Center. Today, delegates from the U.S. and Russia met in Saudi Arabia for talks about ending the war in Ukraine, with Ukraine notably not invited. CBS News' Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
After more than 4 hours of talks, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. and Russia have agreed to appoint high-level teams to work on a path to end the war in Ukraine in a way that's sustainable and acceptable to all sides.
We're not going to pre-negotiate an end to this conflict. These are the kinds of things that have to happen through hard and difficult diplomacy in closed rooms over a period of time.
Secretary Rubio was joined by Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
This needs to be a permanent end to the war and not a temporary end as we've seen in the past. We know just the practical reality is that there is going to be some discussion of territory.
The Trump administration also said the U.S. and Russia agreed to restore embassy staffing in Moscow and here in D.C.
For us to be able to continue to move down this road, we need to have diplomatic facilities that are operating and functioning normally.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said he wasn't invited to Tuesday's meeting, but that his country needs to be part of the conversation about its future. European allies are concerned too and organized an emergency meeting Monday in Paris.
At stake is not just the future of Ukraine, it is an existential question for Europe as a whole. This is a once-in-a-generation moment for the collective security of our continent.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he's willing to offer British peacekeeping troops to Ukraine, but that a U.S. security commitment is the only way to ensure lasting peace. Starmer is expected to visit the White House next week. Natalie Brind, CBS News, the White House.
Now don't touch that dial. Toby will be back with your weather after this short break.
Asking tough questions to those in power.
Should Democrats supply their votes if it means avoiding a government shutdown?
Russia right now has you outmanned, outgunned. Is it time to think about a settlement?
And covering events as they unfold.
8 soldiers died in the second deadliest attack on Israeli forces of the war.
To see so many deaths in one place, it's not humanity.
PBS NewsHour and PBS News Weekend, every night on PBS and streaming.
Welcome to your Public Eye Weather Report. I'm your host, Toby Camilli. Taking a look at our sky cam, you can see mostly cloudy conditions with a little blue poking out. And looking ahead across the UP, the lake effects will continue to affect the snow and the wind across the UP. And in Houghton, it is 10 degrees and cloudy. Ironwood, it is 4 degrees and mostly cloudy. Iron Mountain is 11 degrees and cloudy. And in Menominee, it is 15 degrees and sunny. Moving across to the east side of the UP. In Escanaba, it is 16 degrees and mostly sunny. Manistique, 14 degrees and mostly cloudy. And all the way over in Sault Ste. Marie, it is 15 degrees and snowy. And looking at our lovely Marquette, it is 12 degrees and mostly cloudy. Looking into Marquette's current conditions, the winds are coming from the northwest at 22 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 30.47 inches and steady. Tonight, it will be cloudy and 11 degrees with winds coming from the northwest at 15 miles per hour, and the moon phase will be a waning gibbous. Tomorrow, it will also be cloudy with a high of 18 and a low of 15. Winds will be coming from the northwest at 13 miles per hour. And looking ahead into the next few days, Thursday it will be a high of 21 and a low of 9, and it will be snowy. Friday and Saturday will be mostly cloudy. Friday a high of 30 and a low of 14, and Saturday a high of 32 and a low of 22. That's all I have for weather. Back to the desk.
Thank you for that weather report, Toby. It's nice to know that there's warmer weather ahead. Now into some more statewide news. The season's first 2 confirmed cases of influenza-associated pediatric deaths have been confirmed by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. The cases come from Wayne and Genesee counties, with the children having contracted seasonal influenza A. This season alone, over 50 children have died after contracting the flu. Data from the Michigan Care Improvement Registry shows that the pediatric influenza vaccine rate is the lowest it has been in years, at only 15.1%. The CDC recommends that anyone over the age of 6 months should receive the flu vaccine, including those who are pregnant. And Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II announced 2 expansion projects in Houghton County, accounting for over $10 million in UP investments. This initiative will also create 90 new jobs starting above the regional median wage. The investment supports UP businesses within the defense sectors. The Keweenaw Economic Development Alliance and Michigan Strategic Fund are partnering to oversee the projects. The companies who have been awarded the funding are Great Lakes Sound and Vibration Incorporated, located in Franklin Township, and Locust Technologies in Calumet. And 18 are in the hospital following a plane crash in Toronto. No fatalities have been reported, and authorities are now in the process of figuring out why this crash happened. CBS's News' Jared Hill has the latest.
A new look at a terrifying landing. This video obtained by TMZ shows the moment a Delta Airlines plane crashed, then flipped over at Toronto Pearson International Airport Monday afternoon.
Our plane crashed.
Later, a passenger cell phone video shows the plane upside down with the wings and tail ripped off.
All of a sudden, everything just kind of went sideways. And then next thing I know is kind of a blink and I'm upside down, still strapped in.
Toronto's fire chief says at least 18 people, including a child, were taken to the hospital. But miraculously, all 80 people on board, 4 crew and 76 passengers, survived.
There was no loss of life. and this is in due part to our heroic and trained professionals.
Now, the investigation into what went wrong. The plane, operated by Endeavor Air, flying from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, crashed around 2:30 in the afternoon. Meteorologists say there was blowing snow in Toronto, visibility down to 6 miles, with winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour.
It's really important that we do not speculate. What we can say is the runway was dry and there was no crosswind conditions.
Canada's Transportation Safety Board is taking the lead on the investigation. A small team of U.S. investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board and Federal Aviation Administration will assist in the probe. Jared Hill, CBS News.
After this short break, Toby will have a sports report you won't want to miss.
In this episode, Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard uncovered their roots.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa!
Policeman stopped Honcho and another man. The trooper found burglary tools. Oh, here we go.
Your grandfather saved the life of a fellow soldier.
I'm very proud of him.
Your ancestor was captured. It's mind-blowing. Please turn the page.
He was a spy?
I wasn't expecting that.
Welcome to your Public Eye Sports Report. I'm your host, Toby Camilli. Starting things off on the field, the Northern Michigan women's lacrosse team took care of business on Sunday. The Cats hosted the UW Stout Blue Devils in the Dome. The Cats absolutely dominated the game and won 18-1. It was a team effort for the Cats, with 12 players recording at least one goal in the blowout. NMU outshot the Blue Devils 28-8. And their defense caused 12 turnovers with the win. The Cats moved to 2-0 on the season. The Cats' next game will be Saturday at noon in the Superior Dome, where they will take on the University of Wisconsin lacrosse. Following their stellar performance this weekend, NMU was awarded both the Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week for lacrosse. Sophomore forward Josie Lukoski was awarded Offensive Player of the Week with a crazy stat line of 7 goals and an assist in the Cats' first 2 games. The Cats' season opener, Lukoski had 6 goals against Walsh, tying her career high. And senior defender Nora Bates was awarded the Defensive Player of the Week. Bates had 3 ground balls and caused 3 turnovers this week. Bates helped with allowing the Cats' opponents, holding them to only 7 goals in the first 2 games. And moving things on to the court, the Marquette boys basketball team will take on the Crystal Falls Forest Park High School tonight. The game is sure to be a heavyweight brawl. Both teams have been playing very good. Marquette has had a stellar season and has coming off a big victory against Negaunee with a record of 18-2 on the season. The Forest Park has a record of 19-1, coming off a 49-point win over Bark River Harris. Both teams are undefeated in their respective conferences. Marquette's only losses came from Traverse City West and Traverse City Central. Forest Park's only loss on the season came from a very strong Kingsford team. Marquette Senior High School will be hosting this game. The tip-off is at 7 p.m. That's all I've got for the sports report. Now back to the desk.
Thank you for that sports report, Toby. How do you feel, Dylan, about the crazy win from the women's lacrosse team?
Yeah, 18-1. That's like my dad's pickleball games.
Yeah. Is he win?
No, he loses. Pretty bad.
Okay.
18-1. He tries his best, though.
That's okay. And that's all the time we have today on Public Eye News. I'm Aubrey Huddleston.
And I'm Dylan Dubé.
We'll see you next time.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.